We are 4 episodes into the second season of Peacemaker currently. There was almost a 4 year gap between seasons 1 and 2. Season 1 aired in early January 2022, and season 2 started airing about 4 weeks ago. So that's like at least a 3.5 year gap leading into a 4 year gap, which is insane for television in this day and age. But there are clear reasons why it took so long. Primarily the fact that season 1 came out when the DCEU was still alive and kicking, and in the 3.5 years since the entire DCEU was rebooted, turned into the DCU, James Gunn has been handling that and creating that from scratch almost. He directed and wrote Superman. He's created Creature Commandos, and even 2 Guardians of the Galaxy movies came out in this time between seasons of Peacemaker, with the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special coming out in late 2022, and then Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 coming out in early 2023. So he's been a busy guy. He's made a lot of stuff, which is why Peacemaker Season 2 has taken so long to come out. So what I'm saying is it makes sense why it's taken us so long to get this. The guy who writes this whole thing has been busy as hell, and James Gunn did write all 8 episodes of this season just like he did for season 1. But the difference between this and season 1 is that he wasn't on set for a lot of the episodes, mainly the first half of the season because he was directing Superman simultaneously with when Peacemaker was in production. And obviously Superman being a feature film and being the kind of Kickstarter for the DC universe required his attention far more. So Gunn directed episode 1 of this season, but not 2, 3, 4, and 5, and he's going to be directing episodes 6 and 8, but not 7. Now, this isn't completely different to season 1. In season 1, he did direct episodes 1, 2, 3, and then episode 6, and then episode 8. So he directed 5 episodes in season 1 compared to the 3 episodes he directed in season 2. And he said on the Peacemaker podcast, which, if you don't know, they bring out a podcast every week along with the new episode where it's James Gunn, Jennifer Holland, and Steve AJ who play characters in the show, and they're joined by somebody else from the cast of Peacemaker, and they talk about kind of the production of the episode, what went into making it, some little hints, and like he's actually talked quite a bit in these episodes about the DCU and like upcoming projects for the DCU, which is really cool. But he said a lot in this podcast how, because Superman was being directed and stuff like that along with Peacemaker season 2, that he wasn't kind of around as much as he was for like season 1. So for most of the first 4 episodes, he would be on the Superman set and mostly communicating with the Peacemaker set through sending images and whatnot that he wanted them to use. But maybe this is just me, but after seeing the first 4 episodes of Peacemaker season 2, I kind of feel like Gunn's absence is pretty heavily felt, or even that it feels like maybe he was burnt out and his heart was mostly with Superman, because so far to me, Peacemaker season 2 has felt like just a lot of wheel spinning, waiting for things to happen. We have gotten a couple of cool reveals, and cool things have happened for sure, but I just don't think by the end of episode 4 that the plot or many of these characters are in different places than they were at the beginning of season 1. I feel like it's really hard to kind of point and go, oh, so much has happened. It does not feel like that. Like, I'm definitely having fun with this season, but I do feel like the plot and character progressions are moving at a bit of a snail's pace, definitely when compared to season 1. And the jokes and the humor is fine, but I don't think that it's anywhere near Gunn's best or funniest that he's ever put out. Like, there were so many moments in season 1 that had me struggling to stop laughing because it was so funny, but in some parts of season 2, it'll get a little bit of a huh out of me, and that's kind of it. And that'll like, I don't know, sometimes things are a little funny at first, like the bird blindness joke. That was really funny at first, but then it kind of became unfunny when you're 3 episodes removed from when the joke was first mentioned, and they're still making jokes about it. It's I don't know. It feels a little strange. It doesn't feel like it's hitting on the quality level that season 1 was hitting from, where every episode was just full of jokes that were hilarious from beginning to end, and it didn't feel like we were just revisiting jokes just because they hit the first time. It felt like we were just constantly getting new jokes and improving on them. But with season 2, I feel like the funny jokes we do get then kind of become unfunny when they're just hammered into the wall constantly and you're constantly hearing them again. And I don't know. But I mean, those comedic conversations are one of my real bummers about the season, because it feels like as soon as an episode starts to move the plot along, we'll have to stop the plot and move to a comedic back and forth conversation. But the jokes aren't even as funny, like I said, as Gunn's usual best. So you're just kind of left going, did we really need to take a break from this plot moment just to do kind of a 2 or 3 minute back and forth where we talk about, characters' bird blindness or something like that again, or like how an eagle's a duck or something. I don't know. And I've seen a lot of people say that season 2 feels like it was almost meant to be a movie. Like maybe as soon as Gunn got the reins on the DCU, he started planning a Peacemaker film, but then couldn't find anywhere to fit it in the current lineup of the DCU, and eventually just decided, yeah, okay, it'll be a season 2, I guess, which does feel right to me because the pacing in this season just kind of feels off. Gunn has said that episodes 6 to 8 are the best of the season and crazy and a completely different kind of show, and yeah, that sounds really exciting, but based off of the first 4 episodes, I feel like this could have been a much shorter season with much less random, slightly boring stuff padding it out, especially since we've also heard from people who have seen the first 5 episodes that episodes 4 and 5 felt like the season just sort of stops and that there's not really much happening in these episodes. So next episode will probably feel a bit like episode 4 did and end up feeling like this was maybe supposed to be a 2 hour movie that became a TV show and thus means we need to spend 2 to 3 episodes stalling the plot until we can get back to what's going on. I don't know. It is a bit frustrating in my opinion. I wasn't Peacemaker Season 1's biggest fan, but I had a really good time with it. And knowing that Peacemaker 2 was going to set up the DCU, we heard rumors that the season would actually deal with the DCEU and DCU kind of world flip, and that Chris was going to be the only person who remembered it all. I don't know, I actually thought that this sounded like a really cool idea, and I'm not annoyed that that didn't end up being the plot, but I am slightly sad or disappointed, I guess, that the season is as slow and meandering as it is. Maybe once episode 6 and 8 come out, it'll be hard to criticize the season because those episodes will be like 5 out of 5s, so fucking good. But I feel like you can't just have triggered episodes at the end of the season and expect it to make up for how slow and what came before it was. I think there needs to be a huge balance of quality, and I feel like Peacemaker Season 2 isn't really having that balance at the moment. I feel like it's, I don't know, like even episode 5 could be amazing and it wouldn't fix how nothing episodes 1 to 4 felt, because I don't feel like we're setting things up. I don't feel like we're building to the big moments. I feel like we're just running in circles at the moment of a lot of the same similar stuff happening every episode. Like that doesn't make for good build up or good setup. It's still going to make it feel like we spent way too long on these specific things when we do get to the stuff we actually want to see. But anyway, that's just how I felt about Peacemaker Season 2. How do you feel about Peacemaker Season 2 so far? Are you liking it? Are you hating it? Do you feel the same as me? Do you completely disagree with me? Let me know all of that. If you're new to the channel, I'm working on a new series that I'll be starting soon called One Perfect Episode. First episode is going to be on an episode of Daredevil, so you can check out the trailer on the channel. Besides that, please subscribe if you like this video. A like and a share, and even a comment would be huge appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and have an amazing day.